Good morning and welcome to the next part in our series on Queen of Darkness by Tony Bradman. I'm going to continue reading from the top of page 4. Let's see, can we see it from there? Yes. No, you haven't, Iceni said, but what's happened is bad, isn't it? Rhianna didn't give her sister an answer. She held her for a while longer, then took her hand and started up the track again. There was no point in telling Iceni she was right, Rhianna thought. Things were very bad. Their only hope was to seek justice from King Prasutagus. She knew the people of the tribe did that sometimes, when they couldn't settle a dispute between themselves. Rhianna would tell the king how unfair their stepmother was being, and ask him to take their side. They hurried on, through the lower part of the royal place, with its houses crammed together. Tracks snaked between them, and smoke rose from the holes in the middle of their conical, thatched roofs. Eventually, they came to the meeting ground, a great open space where 1,000 people would gather to celebrate festivals or hear important news. From there, you could look out over the whole settlement. The royal place of the Iceni was surrounded by a deep ditch and a mound of earth topped with a stockade of tall wooden stakes. There was only one way in, and gates that could be sealed shut with the trimmed trunk of an oak blocked that. Beyond were wide fields of wheat and barley, and pastures where people grazed their horses and the cattle and sheep that gave them milk, cheese, and meat. Further off, beyond the fields, was a broad river that led to the marshes one way and the sea the other. On the far side of the meeting ground stood the most important buildings. To the left was the king's house. It was much bigger than an ordinary roundhouse, its outside made of thick logs the height of a man, its roof rising even higher. To the right was the queen's house, which was slightly smaller. Between them stood another structure, the feast house. That was where they would find the king. He and the queen usually met there at this time of the day for their evening meal. The doors of the feast house were wide open, and warm red light from the hearth fire within spilled onto the mud outside. A guard usually stood watch at the doors, but tonight nobody was there to keep Rhianna and Iceni out. Nevertheless, Rhianna ducked inside quickly, and she and Iceni kept to the shadows to begin with. She held her finger over her lips, and Iceni nodded silently to show she understood. What's going to happen when they meet King Prasutagus? Read on next time and follow on with the videos to find out more.